Ruth's story begins with tragedy. She was a young widow living in Moab. She had lost her husband. Her mother-in-law Naomi had also lost her husband and her sons. Naomi decided to return to her homeland, Bethlehem. Ruth faced a difficult choice. She could stay in Moab or she could follow Naomi. Ruth chose loyalty. She chose love. She pledged her life to Naomi, saying she would go wherever Naomi went. Ruth's heart was full of uncertainty, but she trusted in God to guide her. She left her home and everything familiar to embrace the unknown. This act of courage demonstrated Ruth's character. She was a woman of incredible strength and unwavering faith. Little did she know this decision would change her life forever. It would also impact generations to come. Ruth's declaration of loyalty to Naomi is one of the most beautiful passages in the Bible. "Where you go, I will go," Ruth promised. "Your people shall be my people and your God, my God." These words echo through time, a testament to the power of love and commitment. Ruth's words were not spoken lightly. She fully embraced Naomi's life, including her God and her people. This was a radical act of faith. In those times, Moabites and Israelites were not typically friendly towards each other. Yet Ruth chose love over fear. She chose faith over familiarity. This vow became the foundation of their new life together in Bethlehem. It was a promise kept with every step they took. Life in Bethlehem was not easy for Ruth and Naomi. They were poor and relied on the kindness of others. Ruth, determined to provide for them, began gleaning in the fields. This meant gathering leftover grain after the harvest. One day Ruth found herself gleaning in the fields of Boaz. She didn't know it yet, but Boaz was a wealthy landowner and a relative of Naomi's late husband. He was a good man, known for his kindness and integrity. Boaz noticed Ruth's work ethic and her compassion for Naomi. He was drawn to her spirit. He showed her special favor, ensuring she had enough to eat and protecting her from harm in the fields. A spark of hope began to flicker in their lives. Boaz was a man of God. He saw Ruth's plight and responded with compassion. He went beyond the cultural expectations of treating her kindly as a foreigner. He saw her heart, her strength, and her dedication to Naomi. Boaz was also a kinsman redeemer. This meant he had a familial obligation to protect Naomi and her family line. He could choose to marry Ruth and redeem the land that belonged to her deceased husband. Boaz was drawn to Ruth's character and her faith. He saw in her a woman worthy of respect and love. He desired to be her protector and provider, to offer her a place of safety and belonging. Boaz was a man of action. He could have easily ignored his duty as a kinsman redeemer. However, he chose to honor God and his family by seeking Ruth's hand in marriage. He followed the proper customs of the time, ensuring everything was done with integrity and honor. There was another, closer relative who had the first right to redeem Naomi's land and marry Ruth. However, this man was unwilling to fulfill this duty. He was afraid it would jeopardize his own inheritance. Boaz, with a willing heart, stepped forward. He redeemed Naomi's land and, most importantly, made Ruth his wife. This act of love and sacrifice secured a future for Ruth and Naomi, bringing them hope and belonging in Bethlehem. Obed, a legacy unfolding. Ruth and Boaz's story is a testament to God's faithfulness. Their marriage was blessed with a son, Obed. His birth brought immense joy to Naomi, who had lost all hope of having descendants. Obed's birth was significant not just for his family, but for generations to come. He became the grandfather of King David, the greatest king in Israel's history. Through Obed, Ruth's lineage was woven into the very fabric of Israel's story. This unexpected turn of events showcased God's providence. He took a Moabite widow and placed her in a lineage destined for greatness. God's plans are often beyond our understanding, yet always for our good and His glory. From Moabite widow to ancestor of kings, Ruth's story is a powerful reminder that God sees us even in our darkest hours. He hears our prayers even when whispered in a foreign land. He can take our pain and turn it into purpose, our loss into legacy. Ruth's journey from Moabite widow to the ancestor of kings is a testament to God's grace and faithfulness. He honored her loyalty, her hard work, and her unwavering faith. He took her ordinary life and wove it into an extraordinary plan. Through Ruth's story, we're reminded that God's love is not limited by our circumstances or our backgrounds. He welcomes all who come to him with open hearts, regardless of their past. A tapestry of grace and redemption. The story of Ruth and Boaz is a beautiful tapestry woven with threads of grace, redemption, and unwavering love. It reminds us that even in the midst of loss and uncertainty, God is working. He is faithful to his promises, and his plans are always for our good. Ruth's loyalty to Naomi, Boaz's kindness and redemption, and the birth of Obed all point to a God who sees, who cares, and who orchestrates our lives according to his perfect will. Their story is a testament to the power of faith, the beauty of love, and the hope that comes from surrendering to God's plan. Ruth's story reminds us that our choices have consequences. They can ripple through time, impacting generations to come. When we choose to follow God, even in the face of adversity, we open ourselves to his blessings and allow him to work through us in extraordinary ways. Timeless lessons from Ruth and Boaz. The story of Ruth and Boaz continues to resonate with readers today because it speaks to universal truths. Their love story transcends time and culture, offering valuable lessons for us all. We learn the importance of loyalty, kindness, and compassion. We are reminded that God honors those who honor him. We are encouraged to trust in God's timing and to believe that he can bring beauty from ashes. Most importantly, Ruth and Boaz's story points us to the ultimate Redeemer, Jesus Christ. Just as Boaz redeemed Ruth, Jesus redeems us from our sins and offers us a place in his eternal kingdom. Their story is a beautiful foreshadowing of God's love for humanity and his desire to draw us close to himself.